I just finished recording the Svelte 5 video with Theo. If you haven't seen that somehow, go check that out. It was an awesome video. But man, does it feel good to be out of a collared shirt. I love Theo, but collared shirts are not for me. So I've been working on a sort of create T3 app thing for SvelteKit for the past couple weeks here, trying to get a nice flow for bringing in Drizzle and Lucia and Supabase and all these different database providers and Tailwind and making a really nice kind of getting started experience in Svelte. That's something that I've really wanted for a while. I think it's been missing from the ecosystem. So I wanted to go through and build that. And I've gotten fairly deep. It's not done yet, but I have been working on, I was going to call it Create Cyber App. I've been working on that. So I have like, if you do pnpm run dev, we'll go through here, spin up the CLI, the directory will be output. I'll go through, we'll do Lucia for my auth, we'll do SQLite, we'll deploy it to Vercel, and then we can go into our output directory here, and then we're gonna open this up in VS Code, and we've got a nice little SvelteKit project. The git ignore is weird because it's inside the CLI, but that's not important. The point is we have a nice setup here. We have our authentication setup. We have our database setup. We have all the stuff put in here. It's gonna be a nice little experience for making SvelteKit apps. That's what I really wanted. Until I was watching the Svelte 5 announcement, and the Svelte team thought it would be really funny to just make something 100 times better, completely official, and blow my project out of the water. To be clear, I'm not mad about this. I wanted this to exist, that's why I was making it. There's no monetary incentive in that. I just wanted to have a really nice way to spin up Svelte projects, and the Svelte team has gone ahead and do that. They have shipped the new SV CLI. There's a blog post coming on that soon. I'm recording this on Tuesday when the new Svelte site dropped and all this stuff. It's kind of chaos right now, but hopefully this will be documented and shown off correctly soon. But the new SV CLI is awesome. So SV Create, which I'll show off in a second here, is for making a new project. Svelte Add was a really nice way to like bring in Tailwind or Drizzle or ESLint or Prettier or something like that for your SvelteKit project. It's what I was going to use for the Cyber app. But as you can see right here, this package has been deprecated. So now that's been merged into the new SV CLI. So we can do npx SV add if we want to add in some other thing that we didn't have. And then of course, npx SV migrate to help you get that old Svelte 4 project up to the new Svelte 5. And this CLI is freaking amazing. So let me show you. I'm going to go over here to the recordings. Let's go ahead and do npx SV create. Let's make a new project. We'll do demo rec Svelte 5. We're going to say, I always go with the minimal template. This will look very familiar if you've made a Svelte project before. We're going to go ahead and say with TypeScript. And now what we can do down here is this list has expanded. I saw this earlier today and I was shocked. We have Prettier. We have ESLint, which I'm not a fan of. We have Vitest, which I'm also don't really use. Playwright, don't really use. Drizzle, or Tailwind, hell yes. Drizzle, hell yes. Lucia, yes. Markdown for Svelte, yes. Paraglide and Storybook, I think I'm good. But, you know, having these in here is really, really nice, and it gets even better. So we go to this now. We can add in whichever part of Tailwind we want. I usually like topography. I'm going to go ahead and do Postgres because I'm kind of a Postgres guy these days. I'm going to do Postgres.js. They'll even give you an option, and I hadn't thought of doing this. I was just going to make some docs for it. Adding in a Docker Compose for your Drizzle instance, which is a great idea for local dev. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes to that. Yes, I'll include a Lucia demo. I'm kind of a bun guy these days, so I'm going to do that. We're going to install everything, get it running. We're going to cd into our demo rec Svelte 5. We're going to go ahead and do bun install. We're going to go ahead and do bun run db start. I'm going to need to open up a new tab. So we'll do that. And then we'll go ahead and just open this up in VS Code. So we can open up our new code base. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do bun run db push because, again, Drizzle was set up correctly for us. They have the, whoops, make this bigger. They have the drizzle.config set up for us. They have all of the nice scripts that I wanted to put in there. They literally just did everything I wanted to do with this package natively for free. So personally, I don't really see myself starting a SvelteKit project any other way. I can just go back in here, do my bun run db push, execute all statements. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and do bun run dev, open this up, and we have a SvelteKit app. I'll jump over to my VS Copium instance. We'll go into our page.svelte. We'll go ahead and add in like a div, and then we'll do, since we have Tailwind, we could do class text neutral 900, font bold, italic, and then we'll just say hello there because that's up and working. We've got that in there. And then if we go to /demo/Lucia, you'll see we have a full Lucia instance built into this. The one thing I would actually love to see added to this, I might look into PRing it myself or something like that, is adding in OAuth for Lucia. That was one thing I did do in the Create Cyber app, which I do like better than what they did, is I'm a huge email password raw input type thing hater. I don't like doing things this way. It's not for me. I almost always want to use an OAuth login, bare minimum like a GitHub type thing. If it's an actual project, I'll go through the nonsense of dealing with Google. As much pain as dealing with Google OAuth is, I hate it every time. I don't know why it's so painful when Discord and GitHub are such a joy to work with, but that's a rant for another day. So I would love to see something like that in here, but still what you get in here is great. You're getting all the different things bootstrapped into this that you would want. You're getting your hooks.server.ts set up nicely to grab your sessions and your users correctly using the new custom auth setup. If you haven't seen that video from me, Lucia is not quite Lucia anymore. It's now more just kind of a guide for implementing authentication. They follow that guide here to go through and create the auth.ts file, which has all of the different methods we need to handle auth. So our validate session, our invalidate section, and it's kind of cool. We're almost like getting to a point, especially like here in the Svelte world, where it's very, the ShadCN way seems to be very much winning, where we're going through and not just for our components, writing those directly into our components directory instead of putting them into the node modules void for our authentication layer. We're still technically using an authentication package. We're bringing it in, but instead of it being abstracted away in a package that we can't see, they're just giving us the code. Like if I wanted to change something about how the session's being created, I can. Otherwise, I can just trust that the experts from Lucia and the Svelte team did it correctly, and I can just move on from there. So I don't have a huge amount more to say about this. It's pretty short. This is a great CLI. Really happy to see this. I'm curious to see what the documentation and blog post story looks like on this pretty soon. I was just kind of shocked to open up SV Create and just see all of that really dope stuff in there. Yeah, the SvelteKit future is clearly extraordinarily bright. The team has just absolutely killed it this week with this release. It did take a while to get to Svelte 5, but the wait has very clearly been worth it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.